This is Spoiler Country, a podcast about comics, movies, whatever, but mostly comics. Enjoy.
And this week we are doing a review of all the Netflix shows. So sit back and join us every day this week as we talk about Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Defenders, and Punisher. And now, on to the show.
All right, welcome back to Spoiler Country. I'm Kenric, and that's Johnny Horsley, and that is Kaylie Horsley.
You have gotten so fast at that intro. Like, go back 50 episodes, and it's like 10 seconds longer to get through it.
Nice. And today on our show,
100.
it is Jessica Jones.
And as we're doing this, we're mixing drinks.
The Netflix series, yeah, because she's a raging alcoholic, so we thought we'd share.
Yeah, so there are...
Is it a third of each?
So it's
We're literally mixing drinks right now, so that's what you're hearing.
Yeah, so this is 200 right here.
All right, I did 200.
Okay, so go bring that up to 250.
That's for 2 drinks?
Sorry, no, we'll bring it up to just below 300. That's good. Okay, you're going to make these really strong, all right.
That's a good lemon drop. That's a niece after my own heart.
Then half of what you put the vodka in, put the triple sec in.
How many?
That's good. That's That's wet. Jesus Christ. All right,
How much did you...
So I'm
she's
driving
doing what's
home.
called a left-handed pour there.
And then
Shake it
stir
up.
Oh,
We got our shaker too.
It's a pancake
Thank you,
mixer.
Pampered Chef.
It's a pancake mixer.
pancake mixer, nice.
But it works to shake drinks, though.
Pampered Chef, is that what it's
Yeah.
Got to use that stuff for something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then now we just pour yourself a drink.
Well, I wanted
Pour
to make
us a drink.
right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I wanted to make sure.
So they're
we
drinking
had-
lemon drops. I'm drinking Jaeger and Coke because that's my drink. It's way more
You're in
delicious.
Coke. Usually, I'm a gin and tonic guy or a.
I don't like whiskey too much.
Yeah, we talked about whiskey. My crazy grandma used to drink scotch and water on the rocks.
Oh yeah.
First time I met her, she handed me a scotch and water.
You met her?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
No, like I was like, oh, you're gonna meet my crazy grandma. She's gonna offer you a drink. You have to take it,
I
but
thought
you don't
she
have to
wait
drink
like
it.
long.
No,
wait,
No,
she
she's
passed
around for
away in
years.
like 2012.
Oh, was it just that long ago? Mm-hmm. In my mind, it feels like it was 2002.
Well, it's crazy. When I worked at Teletech, she worked there with me at Teletech.
She did?
Yeah, she took a job answering phones at
For
Teletech.
like half a second. I don't know. It's
crazy.
She hated me.
She hated everybody.
Like, but on my pictures for my own brother's
This is
wedding,
how I every time I think of your grandmother from that side of the family, it's this.
right?
This is what I'm thinking of.
It is a
And,
holding
I
a cigarette
hate
and
my
a drink.
job.
She actually had a really good job working for HUD Home. But on all of my brother's wedding pictures, she put bitch as my name.
Wow.
She hated us.
Well, she didn't like anybody.
Well,
she really
it
didn't.
was because
I mean, you
I
should have
was-
seen how she treated her dad. The wedding was at her house on the beach,
Mm-hmm.
and the way she treated Kaylee's dad was horrid.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, like, because we adopted our son and he was my half brother. She's the one that called me to take him.
Yeah.
Nobody in that family would take him. He was either going to go to me or foster care.
Right.
But after 5 or 6 plus years,
we were the devil.
we were the ones that were stealing him and doing all this crazy stuff and controlling CPS.
Which is
'Cause
great.
this was
Controlling CPS.
I'm
Just
really
putting
good.
that sentence
Because we could do
together.
that. We're powerful
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
Oh, and John watches porn with him.
Oh, yeah, and I was showing him porn when he was 4 years old, apparently.
Oh my God.
It was it was just really bad and
Crazy.
it
It's a
and,
Bad situation.
yeah. But I mean, jokes on them.
Kind of like the bet situation Jessica Jones was in, too.
Right.
To bring it all around.
Yeah.
At least you don't have to worry about it anymore. I'm sorry that you were subjected to her. I honestly thought she died in like 2002. I didn't know that you had ever actually met her.
Oh, no, I was over there
No.
lots of times.
Oh, yeah. I've been there many times.
It's
and
crazy.
I was there when I was like 8 years old.
Hey, me too.
Yeah, she was not a nice person.
Not me.
I mean, even to kids, she wasn't nice.
She told my brother to. My mom said, "Move your cigarette. He's gonna grab it." She said, "Let him grab it. He won't do that
he'll
again."
Learn again. Yeah, he'll learn that.
No,
she was
he's
very much
2.
into that. Yeah.
Like-
So speaking of women
And troubled people.
and troubled people, Jessica Jones
right?
God, I
That's what we're
love
here.
that show.
on Netflix.
I love it.
So I just want to say that you're hearing this on Tuesday. This is actually the last one we recorded. We recorded all of the other episodes before this one.
Yeah, which is weird because we wanted Kaylee to be a part of
Right.
this.
Well,
It was
yeah.
super important for me and for
I
us
think
to have
that's good.
Kaylee on this because this is a one comic book show that Kaylee has been very adamant about telling people how good she thinks it is.
It is.
That's
Did
why.
you watch season 2?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we
And?
watched season 2. We watched. I like all the series Netflix is doing with Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, and
You like the Iron Fist?
Iron Fist. It was a little slow.
A little slow.
But I mean, like everything that I watch with John, I have a lot of background information.
Yeah.
I'm her own Wikipedia. We watch
your
it.
experience watching something with somebody who knows everything is very different than watching it blindly.
Right.
So,
Tiffany does the same thing. Hey, what is this? What?
Right.
Well, this, and this.
Right.
Oh, okay. That makes
I mean,
sense, but right on.
Right. Like, and they explained everything in it, but it was like he was stuck in the jungle. Okay, we've heard that before.
Yeah.
Oh, he has magic fists.
Iron Fist, they're not jungle, it was in the mountains.
I mean, same thing. It
Whatever.
really is.
There's a
all
lot of trees.
An island.
That was
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, we've heard it with.
It's
It
always
wasn't-
something
he wasn't-
remote.
He wasn't,
We've
he
heard
wasn't
that
Green
with
Arrow. It
Arrow.
wasn't
He
an
was
island.
in a remote area.
For a long time, people thought he was dead. He came back. I feel like I've heard that before.
Right.
But
Jessica Jones is different.
It is.
It is.
Her character development in Jessica Jones, I think, is the best.
Let's
I
talk
really
season
love-
1.
Her and Punisher.
Let's
I
focus
think,
on season
are the
1.
best
fuck,
character
I
development.
love Punisher.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That
Oh,
season
Frank.
was so good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We watched, I mean, as I told you, we were watching, we binged. We were like, okay, how many episodes can we watch before we pass out tonight?
Right.
Like seriously,
That's
we're
how
like,
we- that's-
okay, countdown. Okay, if we watch one more episode, we'll get 4 hours. Okay, we can watch another episode. If you call out of work, we can sleep in.
I clearly didn't do that ever.
No,
And there's no.
totally not.
There's
Johnny's
no proof.
looking very seriously at all of us.
Right.
Oh, we should say, we're actually in person today.
We are.
We are in person today.
All
This
of
is
us
only like the
together.
third or fourth time
Yeah.
we've been able to do this. And it's kind of cool because we're
And usually we're
around a round table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have like a semi-studio
We're pretty
thing
legit.
going on.
You're supposed to do, do it the way you're supposed to do. Hold
Yeah.
on.
Wait, hold on. I got new fancy glasses. I want to wear.
We're doing a selfie right now.
There you go.
Can't see. Hey.
All right.
Okay.
And as corny as that picture was,
Nice
and
pause.
we're back.
Nice pause for selfie.
Pause, pause.
Yeah, usually Kenric can do this remote, but it's always cool when we can meet up and do it in person because we decided for this episode we were going to do it remote, but like you know what, it's going to be much cooler if the three of us can meet up. But
Yeah.
the
Oh,
fact
for
that
sure.
the fact that Kaylie is Kenric's niece and it's all family and we're all friends and
That's a big difference with our podcast. We're
Right.
all family.
Yeah,
And
a
it
lot of
and
people
and
don't have
it's
that.
It's kind of weird because I talk to people and their podcasts, they lose
They-
co-hosts,
Yeah.
they stop, and it's just like,
Well, I mean, we've done that before.
yeah, we've done that. We've had arguments, we've had to stop, but we don't have a choice but to get along.
Right?
We've lost co-hosts
No,
before.
yeah, we've lost co-hosts before. 'Cause
Oh.
John and I have had
On Y2CL Radio.
Yeah.
You should check that show out if you get a chance.
We are a lot. I mean, we're kind
A lot
of
more
similar,
sporadic.
but we're a lot more sporadic. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
like
got-
once a month.
we had
Yeah.
we had a co-host, which is her friend Jackie.
Yep,
but,
and
it's
she just was
not
there
anymore. So now,
for-
now
Yeah.
it's just us doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, and we started in 2009. Way
Before
back in
podcasting
the day.
weren't really a thing.
And,
Yeah.
But then
Early
we yeah.
adopters.
And then we took a break. And
I wish
but
I
we
would have
talked
been there
about-
doing that with you guys. That would have
Right?
been fun.
That would've
Dude,
been
imagine where
fun.
we'd be if we started 6 years ago.
Right.
8 years ago.
Because
Yeah.
for people who don't know, I mean, people freak out when they see how many episodes we actually have.
Right.
And
Right.
the short amount of time that we've been doing it.
Because this is episode 84.
Yeah. Huh?
I'm impressed. I keep telling John, I'm like, man, I want to be a part of that, but I don't want to encroach on your shit. But really, I am a part of it and a lot of the
Seriously, this
background
was like,
stuff.
do you think your show would be different? You have a different audience if you had a female
Don't
host?
say that. I did not say female host. I said if I joined once in a while, would it
Join
bring-
once in a while. I'm trying to
If
get
it was
Tafine to
bring-
join every once in a while too.
Well, I
and
mean,
it's like,
and if it would bring a woman's perspective,
I think
you
so.
get female, you get a little bit more female viewers or listeners.
we didn't bring you on for Jessica Jones because Jessica Jones.
No, I
girl,
know.
Though. It was just
I know.
because I think that's your favorite of all the Netflix is
It's
Jessica.
who she
Jones.
talks about
It
the
is.
most. Well, she talks about Jessica Jones and Punisher the most, of her two favorites, from my point
Well,
of
there
view.
hasn't
I
been a
love
lot
the
of pun.
Punisher one.
I know. I want a second season.
They're doing
Oh,
it. They're doing
it's
it.
shooting it right now.
No, I know, but they just are so long between.
Oh yeah.
No, Punisher was
Because
so good.
They shoot them like a movie.
Right.
So it's a big difference. So okay, let's get into it because
Let's do season 1.
We're just like talking around the
right.
subject
Right.
and
Let's
not
do
into
season
the
1 and we'll do
subject.
season 2, but
Yeah.
let's start with season 1,
So,
which
season
is
one-
who's the main. Let's describe.
Kilgrave.
Yeah, who's the characters in season 1?
So here season 1, you've got Jessica Jones. We meet her there. We also meet Luke Cage for the first time.
Right.
As
Yummy.
he runs in a bar. Tiny ears.
Yeah.
But
He is yummy.
Still
he has
fucking
he
fantastic
is-
body.
He does. I
He
think
is in a very sexy man.
I am very very comfortable in my own
masculinity.
masculinity
Yes.
and my own straight
Yeah.
sexuality.
Oh yeah,
He's a
That
sexy
is a
man.
beautiful man.
Yeah.
He's a sexy ass man. I will say that outright. No,
Yes,
whatever.
We can all agree on that.
But he's working at a bar, running a bar, I think.
Yeah.
And, with Jessica Jones, they meet up, which I was super excited for because in the comic books they get married and have a kid.
and we
Yeah.
we're
Which I
like,
wonder if they're going to do that.
right?
hope they do.
We've
Hope
talked
they
about.
do.
I thought Jessica Jones. I had hoped Jessica Jones would be more in Luke, but she wasn't
She wasn't at all.
at all.
No.
Right?
No, and
Was
it
she
was
even
weird.
on an
No.
episode?
No, one episode.
Not
No,
one.
Yeah.
he referenced her. He did reference her in one
He
episode.
Well, I was
did, yeah.
confused in Luke Cage. Was Jessica Jones, was that pre-Jessica Jones? Or
after.
Or,
I think it was after
post.
because
Directly
he
after.
said he went to New York and now he's in Harlem,
which is a
Right.
suburb of New York, but
well,
not
I meant
Hell's
not.
Kitchen
He was in
or where is Jessica Jones in Hell's Kitchen?
no. 'cause
Jessica
they're-
Jones is in Hell's Kitchen, yeah.
So Jessica Jones and
Daredevil?
Daredevil are
Yeah.
both in Hell's
Okay.
Kitchen. Okay,
Yeah, Hell's Kitchen is pretty big, though.
it is.
Yeah,
So okay, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage,
and then
you've
we
got,
have God.
Trish Walker.
Well, yeah, Trish, and she's pretty awesome. But
who becomes Hellcat.
her assistant. Well, he becomes her assistant, the junkie.
Oh,
God,
he
we should write these names down first before we talk.
Yeah,
and drink.
yeah. The black guy.
No, the white.
well,
no, oh, his
he's
assistant
black.
Malcolm.
Yeah, Malcolm.
Malcolm's
Yeah, yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
love
he's,
Malcolm.
he-
I'm
the guy
so
playing him
glad.
is awesome.
Yeah.
His dad, in real life, his dad is a reggae artist, like
Oh, cool.
a famous reggae artist.
Oh, cool.
But yeah,
Do
so
we
there's
know which
Malcolm.
one?
No,
And there's
no.
Trish. There's Trish Walker, who is
sister.
her adopted sister, and then she gets in bed with mercenary, who becomes
This is all in the comic book.
right. No, this is the show.
This is the
The
show.
guy-
The guy.
Oh, yeah, with
Yeah, yeah.
Malcolm.
No,
Not Malcolm. That's season 2.
The one that Trish gets into bed with, the army guy, that she abuses all the drugs because she finds them from him.
So in
We-
season, in
yeah,
season
we need a
1,
cast list. I
In
think
season
we-
1, she pull up cast list. In season 1, sorry, try that again. In season 1, Trish takes the guy's taking the pills, right? The one to go up, one to go down.
I thought that was in season 2.
No, season 2, she has
It's
the
in
inhaler.
one.
Oh, she has the That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot how much that her side story is important, but it's really all about Kilgrave.
Right there, Will.
Yeah, Will.
Nuke.
No, but that's not his name either. They call Kilgrave Purple Man.
Well,
No, but he's
Kilgrave is Purple Man.
Right. He is the Purple Man.
I
Kilgrave's
didn't
comic book name
know.
is Purple Man. Yeah, so Nuke in the comic books is...
Kilgrave is his name. but
Yeah.
Purple Man is his.
But what is Nuke's name in the show? Because it's not Nuke.
No, Nuke's a superhero name.
You're right. And he doesn't even get a chance to be that because he dies.
He does season.
No, I know. That's what I just...
Will Simpson.
Will.
Will Simpson.
Yeah.
Simpson.
Simpson.
The mercenary guy who takes the pills season 1.
I gotta
Yeah,
see. I'm
his name is Will
As
in
I
real
look
life.
dumbfoundedly into John's eyes.
Ooh.
He's the guy that
He's
helps...
only in like a couple episodes,
No,
right?
he's in a
helps
lot.
him with
He helps him.
getting Kilgrave, and
When they
go
capture
to the
Kilgrave,
van.
he helps
They capture him, and then they lose him because his army guys or his bodyguards get him, and then she dates him for half the
He's
show.
the one who's telling Trish, we have to kill him. We can't capture him. We can't let her...
Don't go with
Oh,
Jessica.
yeah.
Don't
remember
yeah.
that. Yeah,
So
yeah,
in the
yeah.
comic book, he becomes Nuke. Now, Nuke is a guy in the comic books who has the American flag tattooed on his fucking face.
Oh my god. Okay.
And he
So
What's
It's a
his
little
power?
different.
Does he have a power, or is he,
he,
just,
he takes drugs.
is
to
he
become
more like Captain America?
he takes drugs to become like Captain America. Captain America is one of his idols in the comics,
Right.
and
His name is Will in real life, so
Right.
that's a little confusing.
But in the comic books, Nuke is he wants the same thing as Captain America as far as peace and everything, but his
Right.
tactics are very much more and with Punisher of just
Right.
you know what,
Right.
you break the law, I'm gonna fucking cut your head off.
Right.
And in the comic books, Captain America basically knocks his ass out and be like, dude, this is how we do shit. But
So season 1 though is
Okay.
about Kilgrave's
Yes.
infatuation
With Jessica.
Jones.
right,
Yeah.
he Kilgrave, if you don't know, the Purple Man or Kilgrave, whichever one to go by, who first appeared in Daredevil like issue like 6, which I have. I don't think it's 8. I think it might be.
Well, I got number 1. Did I tell you that?
No, you're lying.
I am lying.
Because if you had that, I would have one stolen it from you, and 2 you would have told me by now.
I would have sent you pictures as I was
Right.
buying it.
right?
Because he knows
This is good, right?
My Daredevil collection, because I love Daredevil, is I'm trying to collect 1
That's
through
the one
50.
he's never had.
Yeah, I'm trying to collect 1 through 50, and I have most of 2 through 50. I don't have
Right.
number 1 though.
Yeah.
But
And now you can't afford it.
can't afford it now.
Like if you would have bought it 10 years ago, it would have been fine. It would have been like $200,
Right.
It's like
which is crazy to me.
it is. It's
Thousands of
crazy.
dollars
We
now.
have
Yeah.
we have a Supergirl number 1 and Superboy number 1.
Superboy number 2.
And-
That's what happens when we drink and podcast.
Right,
We do
we get
not
way-
stay on topic
I don't
at
stay
all.
on topic.
We have
at
Action
all
Comics
anyways.
252, which is the first appearance of Supergirl.
Right,
And we have
it's
Superboy
like,
number 2.
We got 2 of them.
Right.
Yeah, because we have 2 girls.
And you live where?
right.
Nowhere.
So we've played with the idea of selling them to help us get ahead.
They're worth a pretty penny.
Yeah,
But-
a couple grand, right?
Right.
Yeah, each.
5 to 8.
Yeah.
So
Because
we've thought
one of
about
them's
it.
in pretty damn good shape, and one
Right.
of them's in really good shape.
Right.
Yeah. So we've thought about selling them, but the thing that I always think about when we sell them is, fuck, how the fuck am I going to be able to buy that again?
Never replace
like,
it.
Yeah.
We have
You know?
I was copying of
We
Superboy
talked
2.
about this, though.
We did.
And it was like, your dad left you those for the reason. I mean, why do you invest in those types of
Exactly.
comic books?
It's
It's
just-
so that
It's
you
to
can
make
do
money.
things later on.
Well,
It's
yeah.
hard because her and I both have, like, I have an attachment to them because of my dad and what they are.
Yeah.
And then she has developed an attachment to these Supergirl comics because they are
Because what they mean to you.
what they mean to me, what they mean to the girls, and what they
Aw.
came from my dad for the girls. And,
Yeah,
He-
I
he
don't feel like
loves
they're
you.
ours. I feel like they're the
know why,
girls. You
and
know,
what I was
right?
saying is we have Superboy
Dumb
2, which is
motherfucker.
actually rarer than Superboy 1. Do you know that?
What? I'm sorry. say
Superboy
that
number 2
Uh-huh.
is actually harder to get than Superboy 1,
again. Which?
the first series from 1949.
Oh, okay. Why is it hard?
Because it had a 1/3.
This has everything to do with Jessica Jones.
Right.
DC Superboy has everything to do with Jessica
Again,
Jones. Jessica
you guys
Jones' first
invited
appearance
me.
is what? Alias number 1?
Yeah, by Brian Michael Bendis and David Mack.
There you go. And she was a superhero
Named Jewel.
named Jewel, and she was with the West Coast Avengers.
Correct.
Is what she wanted. Now, this is like backstory that they talk about, but they don't actually ever have her in
So,
the West Coast Avengers? Or is there a point in time where she's literally in the West Coast Avengers comic book?
In the Alias comic book, they allude that she was a member of the Avengers for a short period of time, the West Coast Avengers, but she
Right.
was
Well, yeah, she
was
doesn't
bad.
want to be a superhero.
Right.
She tried it because of
So
pressure.
then
from
she
everybody
became
else.
a private investigator in
Right.
Hell's Kitchen.
Alias Investigations.
so I'm
And this
trying
is
to
where we
think
picked the
that-
story up. Is
Yeah.
she's already a private investigator. She has a drinking problem.
Yep.
Well, and you find
As we
out,
drink our drinks.
Right?
Right.
Everybody take a sip. Cheers.
And then she has started an investigation. And okay, how does Kilgrave come into this?
So Kilgrave becomes infatuated with Jessica Jones because she has powers, and Kilgrave has the Kilgrave has the power of suggestion.
Right.
He can tell you, "Hey, Kenric,"
Which is crazy
right.
power.
He can
That
go,
is a
hey, Kenric,
crazy
smash your head
power.
against. You want to smash your head against that wall, and you'll go do it.
Yeah. And you want to do it repeatedly until you die.
And he has the power to say, "Hey, if someone is to kidnap me, I want you to go kill everybody." And you will. And it's not just suggestion; is his power goes further than that because you, as the person doing it, believe it's what you want to do.
You lose
You think
all
it's your
will.
idea.
Yeah, you
believe
lose all
it's-
will.
But
Yeah,
it does
exactly.
wear off.
It does.
Yeah, over time.
There's the
Over
window.
time, but-
Or like,
like-
is it over time or is it as he goes away from
over
you?
time.
I think
There's
it's
about
over
a 10 hour.
time.
It's about a 10-hour window.
But so that's why I'm always like, does he have to repeat what he says? Because
That would be a
if
shitty power.
Yeah, if he has to say, okay, if somebody kidnaps me, you need to kill them
Right.
every day because if that's going to wear off
That's gonna
by
wear off.
tomorrow, if nobody kidnaps
But could you
him.
imagine though if you
never know
love
what
this
somebody
person,
says, and you don't
then
know.
Yeah, and you don't know if they love you for you or if they love you because you're mutant.
Well, and that's what he
Exactly.
kind of says in the end.
He's not a mutant. You can't say mutant.
Yeah.
Is
He's a mutant, right?
no.
He's
No,
not. How do
his
you get his power?
parents.
Say he was tested on by science.
well, in the show, it's his parents.
Yeah, is that how it is in the comic book, or is he a mutant?
I don't remember.
I don't remember because I know in the shows because they can't say mutant because Fox owned the rights to mutant.
Well, and nobody's a
Oh.
mutant in Netflix series. All of them are abilities given to them afterward by science.
Even Jessica in the second season.
Jessica
you find
is-
out.
Right,
So is
right,
Luke
right.
Cage.
Is that how it is in the comic book too? Is she a mutant or because there's more mutant superheroes in the Marvel universe than anything else?
Well, yeah, because they got tired of writing backstories.
They got which is perfect.
Yeah.
and it became the greatest backstory in my opinion.
right because it allowed them to touch on so many social issues.
Yeah, but that's
great.
That's for another. That's
Right.
That's for another
episode.
day.
Right.
Yeah.
So Kilgrave he becomes basically in love with Jessica and infatuated with
Yeah.
her, and
Because she has.
He
this-
becomes a massive stalker.
She
Right,
has
pretty much.
huge powers of strength, and also, she can quote unquote a little bit of flying.
she can fly badly.
She can jump
Jump
really
high.
far.
Right.
She says.
And she's super strong.
Yeah, and she's cute.
Right. And
Kristen
what-
Ritter
God,
is a
I
very gorgeous
love
girl.
the actor.
She's awesome.
I
Yeah,
love
Kristen
the
Ritter is
actress
great.
that
Did you
does
watch
it.
the series she did, Don't Trust the Bitch in Apartment 23?
No.
Yes, we did.
Did
we
we?
hate
It was
it's
fun.
with James
James Vanderbeek.
Vanderbeek.
Vanderbeek in it.
Because
I loved it. I thought it was hilarious.
Wait, pause. Roundabout story. John knows his wife. They went to high school together.
I was
Who's wife?
James
James
Vanderbeek.
Vanderbeek. I was,
Oh, really?
His
Yeah.
wife Kim. I went to high school with her. I used to sit next to her in class and talk to her all the time.
Oh, that's funny.
We were great friends.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
She wrote
and-
she wrote like a full page in my yearbook of like
Oh.
blah, 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 this kind of stuff. She was a model back then though.
Oh, cool.
No wonder he's there.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't know she was from this area. That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
she's from
so
she
we're
graduated
like-
from Kalaya in Silverdale, Washington.
That's fun. Small
little
world.
bit. Yeah, it's super weird. So we really were excited because we were like, oh, support the
Oh, hey,
people.
we know we don't know
Yeah.
him, but we know
ish.
his wife, and I'm friends with her. And I talk to her on Facebook still now.
Yeah.
But I didn't like it.
I loved it. I thought it was funny. I liked James
It didn't
Vanderbeek
last
in it
very
because it
long,
made me
though.
laugh because he was
We
playing
only watched an episode or two of it though.
like a total like outlandish version of himself.
Oh, yeah,
But
He's
now
played
that you
himself.
say
Yeah.
that,
I don't know, it was fun.
her. I know now. I'm like, oh,
we should rewatch.
duh.
We should rewatch it.
But it didn't click.
Oh, we
until
watched
just
it all
now.
the time. Tafina and I watched it every episode, and then
Nice.
we were bummed when it got
And
canceled.
it only lasted a season.
Well, it's good it got
Yeah.
canceled because she can be on Jessica Jones now.
Yeah.
She's
Well,
perfect
things
for
happen for a
Jessica
reason,
Jones.
and I
Right.
can't see anybody else playing.
No,
her.
she's
I mean, I'm
perfect for
sure
that
there'd be a
role.
lot of people who could play
Right,
her.
but she's so great. No, it's no like, and one of her powers I was trying to get to that they don't really talk about very much is she's slightly invulnerable at times.
Yeah.
So, and the way it works, from my understanding, is the more
she could take a bullet.
the more stress she's under, the more into her fight she is, the more invulnerable she becomes.
Yeah.
So if
Oh,
she's
interesting.
in the middle of a giant fight, she may become bulletproof for a short period of time.
Right.
But it's like,
Not like Luke Cage.
Luke Cage has impenetrable skin.
But she's stronger than Luke Cage,
she is.
which they don't really touch on. They make it seem like
Kind
he's
of,
stronger, but
like
she's
when they
not.
do
But
that
he's
big
not.
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's actually a lot stronger.
She's
than
actually
he is.
stronger than he is.
Yeah.
But he's
In the comic book, she is.
Yeah.
I don't know about the show.
Which is one of their cool points when they get married, that he's impenetrable skin, but she's
A lot
stronger.
stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah, well, that is cool. I mean, that's the thing, though, is the MCEU is not the same as the comic book universe.
Right. No, it's different. It's different.
It's influenced by the comic book universe,
Yeah.
but it's not the same. Did you see? I retweeted on our Twitter account, and if you haven't seen it, go check it out.
Yeah.
But what is his name? Joe Palomati?
Jamie Palmiotti.
That's who it is. He's the comic book artist or writer.
He's a writer, and he was Joe Quesada's inker for a long
So
time.
he's putting a call to action to all the stars that are making buku bucks like Robert Downey Jr. making
Yeah.
what 25, 30 million per movie.
I think pretty sure he got like 80 million for Infinity War.
Yeah, it's crazy. These guys
That
are
is
making
ridiculous.
so much money, but that success is not translating to the comic book industry.
Not at all. No.
And so he's like, you guys should be pumping the comic books that is giving you the material to do this.
Right.
And so he's put a call to action together to have the stars say, hey, tweet and show a picture of your favorite comic book.
Right.
And I think it's cool.
How hard would it be for DC or Marvel, any of those companies, to, before the movie, have somebody come on, with the stars come like, hey, you like this movie? You like the Avengers? You like Jessica Jones?
Yep.
Here's the comic books it comes from. Go pick up a comic book and read the source material.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be different. It's going to be really
Where
good,
it all
too.
came from.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I retweeted that today.
That's cool.
That is
like
cool.
4 minutes after he tweeted it, I retweeted it, and it was like 15 people had already done it. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, he's also, him and his wife, Amanda Connor, did Harley Quinn for a long, too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So she's the artist on it. Well, she was the artist on the covers, and then they both wrote it and had other people like Chad
Yeah.
Harding draw it and stuff.
Okay, so there is some things that have happened in Jessica Jones's past.
Yes.
Moving forward, one is she killed somebody,
She did.
right? And it is haunted her,
Bye.
and I think that is where her alcohol addiction has come from.
It is. and
Trying
it's
to
Luke
come to terms with
Cage's.
that.
Yeah, Luke Cage's wife.
And she was she was basically raped over and over again.
Wait, what?
The woman she killed was Luke Cage's wife.
I don't think I put that together. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
That's
shit.
the whole huge thing. It's
that's
his
why
wife.
that's why he's in the season, is because the person she ended up killing, or maybe not killing, but killing, she was responsible for.
She
was
punched
wife.
in the chest.
Yeah.
She punched her in the chest and she died.
Yeah.
And then
That was Luke Cage's wife.
so she was
I didn't
punched in
know
the
that.
chest, and I'm pretty sure
Why did she punch her in the chest?
Because
Kilgrave.
Kilgrave. Because she had the flash drive.
the flash drive for all of his
for
backstory.
all of-
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was Luke Cage's wife. Yeah. So, and don't forget, she was basically, raped over and over again by Kilgrave for the entire time they were together.
Right.
Because that wasn't consensual sex.
Right.
They
right.
weren't. She wasn't
No,
wanting to be
She
there.
did not
Well,
want to be there.
during the time she thought it was consensual.
Right, but-
and then afterwards,
When
that
mind fucks
feeling
you.
of afterwards, that'd be a mind
right?
fuck.
Right.
That would huge.
Jessica
mind-
Jones season 1 is a giant mindfuck from start to finish.
Right.
It just plays with your emotions from the whole time you're doing it, watching
Right.
it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Hogarth.
Hogarth, who I didn't know until halfway through season 2 was the actress who played Trinity in The Matrix.
Yeah, he goes, I didn't know that was Trinity. I'm like, are you fucking high? How did you not know that was Trinity? As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, it's Trinity.
All of a sudden, I look up like, oh, it's Carrie Ann Moss.
And it's crazy how much she's aged. It blew my mind how long ago Matrix came out.
Yeah, it was 20 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, which is just nuts.
But she's good. I like the fact that she was, she pulled through into Iron Fist and then back into season 2 Jessica Jones. She's like, And she connected the character. She connected the
She
stories.
did connect them, and she was really a big in second season. She was a big character.
Yeah.
Is she just in Iron Fist? She's in a few of them though, right?
No.
She's in Jessica Jones.
Iron
She's in
Fist.
Iron Fist.
Season 2 to Jessica Jones.
Isn't she in Luke Cage too?
No, she's in
one
Defenders.
scene?
She's in Defenders.
Oh yeah, she's in Defenders.
I don't remember seeing her in Luke Cage, but
She in Punisher? Who's in Punisher that has been in other ones?
Karen Page.
I can't even think
Karen
of all of
Page.
Yep, Karen.
She was the only one who'd been in the previous.
Right.
Because they didn't have.
It's too bad,
Because that
yeah.
was the first one they didn't have the night nurse in.
Yeah, and we apologize for jumping all over the place.
We're
This is
having
a
fun.
sporadic conversation, but really the consensus is Jessica Jones.
It
That's
is.
our focus.
Right. So basically, we get to the middle of the show and we start finding out that Kilgrave was basically controlling her, raping her, making her do bad things,
Right.
making her kill people,
And she was
hurt
able to fight it.
And by the end of it, she was able to
Walk away.
walk away and push him to where he couldn't control her. Now she didn't.
Right.
She didn't know that he couldn't control her anymore.
Right.
She didn't
So
find
this
that out
whole
till later.
time, he can still control me.
And she thought he was dead, right, for a long time. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then he came back.
Yeah, because the bus hit him.
Yeah. But now, we should all say David Tennant was fucking phenomenal as Kilgrave.
Oh God, yeah.
Dude, he was Doctor Who
Yeah.
for like 3 seasons.
He was Barty
And he's
Crouch
still
Jr..
one of the great.
Crazy.
He's still one of the most favored
Yeah.
doctors that they've had.
He's so far out of the Doctor that I've watched, he's my favorite.
Yeah, he's really good.
We tried watching Doctor Who, but we started at the beginning, which is not what you're supposed to do.
Well, we started season 9, which is the beginning of the new ones, and that first Doctor, the 9th Doctor, I don't care for him at all.
Oh,
We skipped that.
he stopped. They wanted him to keep going, and
Did they?
he's the one who quit.
Yeah.
Weird.
I didn't care for him, but season 10 is
No,
David
I don't
Tennant,
think
which
it
is
was
good.
9 because it was very old. It's an
Well,
old
2005 is when
It
season
looked
started.
a lot older than it was.
Yeah, the graphics, the special effects were not very good.
Yeah,
Right.
BBC.
And that's
I
just
mean,
because
that's
they
a new
didn't put
show.
a lot of money into it because
Right.
they wanted to see how it would go.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
the
I have a girlfriend that's a huge fan, and she
love
went to
Doctor Who.
she wanted to do this for that, which is, I mean, why pop culture is good. It's for Comic Con
Yeah.
because it brings in outside in that world. It's also, I think, for some that are wanting to just see the artist and be there for the
Yeah.
comics and all of that, and instead of the pop culture, because I know that was one of mine when I went to San Diego.
Yeah, we just talked about it in the car on the way here. We were recording some Watch the Radio stuff about how the difference between San Diego and Emerald City was like night and day.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have any of the celebrities on the main floor. If you wanted a celebrity, you went to the area where the celebrities were,
they compartmentalized quite a bit.
which was amazing.
I still don't even know where the celebrities were in Emerald City.
They were across the street in the Sheridan.
Yeah, most of them were in the Sheridan. They would have them come over to do certain things, but they
right.
stayed.
But not
yeah.
like San Diego
That-
when we got rammed
yeah,
by the Game
no.
of
Oh my
Thrones.
god, the whole
Security
Game of
was
Thrones
so
thing
terrible.
was so ridiculous.
It was terrible.
Which I love Game of Thrones, so I was excited to see them. But I would have been just excited to see them on the second floor.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right.
Away from everybody else.
Yeah,
Like,
because it was like
grounded.
ridiculous. So you cram these major stars into a small area that has like 60,000 people in there walking around. It's
yeah,
already
maybe.
crowded, and then you put that in there,
and then
and
shove
then
people
force
through.
people, yeah, and then you create this like barrier around them that
Right.
just it was ridiculous.
I mean, if you're only going to have them come out and only have like 100 people go to meet them,
Yeah.
then why
Don't
do it
have
on
them
the
come
floor?
out.
Do it in a
I
room.
mean,
Yeah.
I'm already over it. I'm sick of complaining about it because I feel like I was a Debbie Downer on
Well,
it
we
for
love
a lot because I loved San Diego.
Yeah, San Diego was
It was
amazing.
a whole new experience. I can't wait to try and do it again next year. And
You mean this year?
well, yeah, I mean,
You're going
this
in
year.
July.
Yeah. I
I'm
hope you're
going,
ready.
but I don't have a ticket yet.
We're still working on her ticket.
Oh,
We have our tickets.
They
Right.
get tickets through a comic
shop. We get
shop.
sponsored for 'em.
Yeah, they
We
get
get sponsored by
sponsored.
Milky
I
Comics.
am
Russ Bright
on my
Milky?
own. So if you have a extra ticket or an extra booth that you need help
If you need a
taking care
booth
of,
babe,
let me
My
know.
wife will do it for you.
Yeah.
She'd be the best booth babe you get right here, man.
She's
No,
a
no.
talker.
I'm
so
talking
if you need to
about
bring
setup.
people in, she will bring people to your booth.
That is true. I would totally bring bitches in.
Bitches, men, women, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Kids.
You know.
So Jessica Jones.
Yeah. So getting back to, so we were talking about David Tennant though.
Yeah.
And that's where we got into because of Doctor Who, and then that goes into pop culture and Comic Cons. But that guy played Kilgrave
Phenomenally.
phenomenally.
Yeah.
Yeah. He to a T.
It was. I mean, he was so good. While watching season 2, the whole time I'm like, please have one episode with him in it at least, just one.
Oh yeah.
Just
and,
one
they,
thing.
and they satisfied that.
And they did, and I was like, oh my god! And that was a great episode too.
He's in a couple episodes.
He's in one. Just the one, because it's one episode where he's not really in it. He's in her.
He's in her mind.
Yeah, it's just one
I
episode.
thought it was 2 episodes.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
don't
think
know.
I think it's like basically to the end almost once he comes first time
I think
because he
all
comes
the back.
different times until she finally exercises him.
So he shows up.
Exercise the demon.
There's an episode where you hear his voice.
Yeah.
But you don't see him.
Christ will compel you.
Right. I'm pretty sure he's only visually in one episode though, because there's one episode where he shows up, and by the end of that episode, he expels the demon, or she expels the demon. You know, but I know you hear his voice in the episodes before that. But he's just only,
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, I'm pretty sure he's only shows up visually.
So in season 1, though, he does some really fucked up things. Taking over the family. They just knocked randomly on their door, which was...
I know, that was terrible.
It was
feel
terrible.
So bad for the kids.
You couldn't even
the garbage disposal guy.
Yeah, the garbage disposal guy.
God.
The police station scene.
Oh, that was
which
tough.
is harkened back in season 2.
Yeah, it comes back. It comes back to be an important element.
Yeah, which is that's the kind of storytelling I love. That's why. I mean, I know we already talked about it, but that's why Doctor Who is so cool.
Yeah.
Because they'll bring stuff back from a long time ago, and you'll be like, holy shit, that meant more than you thought.
Mind blown.
Yeah.
Right.
And they did a great job on that.
They did.
What was your favorite part of season 1?
My favorite part of season 1, honestly, and it's usually my favorite part of any show is never this, but it was the end. It was how she defeated Kilgrave.
The breaking of the neck?
Just before that.
It was very satisfying.
So the breaking the neck was right.
Satisfying.
It was. That was my favorite scene. When she broke his neck, I was like,
Thank
oh,
you.
yeah, thank you.
But what I mean is
Finally.
not the physicality of her breaking his neck, but before that, when she realizes that she's beat him, that she is done with him, and that he does not control her in any way anymore.
Yeah.
And that she realizes, you know what, I'm better than him.
Yeah.
And it's that whole that the victim became the non-victim.
Yeah.
That whole aspect, because you expect someone like Jessica Jones, who's so powerful, for the last final fight to be a big brawling fight. It wasn't.
Right.
And it was so satisfying.
I see. That's what I liked about it, because she should be able to handily just kick the shit out of him.
Right, but she can't because of everything else.
Well, because of her psychosis of what he's already done.
Right.
Right.
And that's what I liked. The whole aspect.
It's like the big brother, little brother thing.
Right.
Even when the little brother is 6'5" and the older brother is 5'9", there's an emotional component there.
It's like Supernatural with Sam and Dean.
Yeah, there's a psychosis there that
We're big
can't always
Supernatural fans. If you guys ever do anything on Supernatural, I have to be here.
We can.
Yeah. She loves, I mean, we've been to Supernatural.
I've watched the first 5 seasons.
Got to get over the 7th. I'm sorry,
Seventh-
guys. It was
seventh's the
terrible.
hardest
But
one.
7th is the hard one.
Is
And
the
then
hard one?
it gets better.
After 7, it gets much better.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Well,
And
I'll watch it again.
with every show, you have the beginning, that's the storytelling, the background, and then in the middle, those are the fun. Those are always
Those
the
are the
fun
character
ones.
development, though.
Middle episodes are the best.
Okay.
Middle episodes are always the best. You know, you got to and then the end, the last ones are. I can't even say. Okay, go.
It's such a good segue into Jessica Jones season 2.
It is.
Because the character development,
Right.
the middle things, to me, everybody's like, a lot of people that I've talked to is like, season 2, there's like, it's okay, it wasn't great. I was like, are you fucking kidding? That set the tone.
Right.
That built her character up even more. Now, when she makes decisions, you have a better understanding of the decisions she's going to make because of what she's gone through.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
and
didn't
then
care
finding
for her
out-
mom.
I did not.
Well,
care
yeah,
for this,
but that was the whole point.
But that was
Yeah.
the point
Her mom
because
was
her mom was alive and she was the murderer, and her mom really wanted what was best, and then ultimately having Trish kill her, that was probably really rough on the character.
I'm actually glad they didn't have. I know. I'm actually glad that Trish did kill her.
I am too.
I'll be honest, I wasn't ready for that. I knew that her mom was going to die there. Right? It was
Right,
set up.
we all knew that.
But I thought it was going to be more of a spectacle. I thought it was going to be cops. I thought they were going to go that
they
whole
were
route.
going to go the whole thing, but that's what surprised you was like, oh shit, nope, Trish
I just
went and
didn't
got
like
it done.
I didn't like Trish being the one to kill her because it just,
It's going to be hard on Jessica.
oh my God.
That's why I liked
Like
it, because
that
it's going to
psyche?
put that rift between them.
It's that psych. I don't know. What are they going to do for season 3? Food break. No,
hilarious.
wait for the drive down to San Diego. Simply.
Are we recording it?
Because
Okay, good.
of John.
So everybody knows.
I'm not going to drive.
When you get two Regans in the car, and Kaylie's last name might be Horsley and her maiden name might be
Not
Hilger, but she's a Regan through and through. And when you get
And they
two
become
Regans
assholes.
in a car and another person that's a non-Regan, so to speak, quote unquote non-Regan,
luck.
Good luck.
Good
yeah,
luck.
it gets pretty bad.
I did. I even said, my family that makes fun of everybody for everything.
You're coming from a family that me and my brother literally made our mother cry.
Right.
So, yeah.
And you're proud of that?
Well, nothing's off limits, man. Learn to say acidic.
Yeah.
Don't say acidy.
When I was a kid growing up, we had we teased a lot too, but really the gloves were off teasing if we were playing cards. So the rule was no matter how old you were, there was no rules at the card table. Everything was free at the card table to say.
Oh.
And that was
language?
Foul language, whatever you wanted to say, you could say at the card table.
The card table
while playing cards
limits,
was free.
Yeah.
We played pitch, so you could swear. I mean, people that we didn't like, just go and go fuck, but it was, if somebody played a good, you go, oh man, you motherfucker. And if I was 12, it was okay if we're playing cards.
Right.
That was the only time. So because
that's
of that,
a good way
that's
to get
cool,
released.
That's a cool way
you
to do
get
it.
like when my kids. I think we have a similar thing. Is they're like, so and so said the bitch word. They said the B word. Da, 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 da. Can I say it? Sure.
Yeah.
What? Yeah,
Yeah.
get it out of your system.
Say
Go
it.
ahead,
Come on.
say it. Now you're done.
Yeah, the matriarch of our family is not like that.
No,
No.
not at all.
Gosh,
She's
no.
severely religious, and you try not to swear when you're around her.
Though I
But
have
all
like,
of us is like,
right.
whatever.
No, like now she doesn't even say anything to me. Like
No.
all the time, I'm like, oh, that
she's lost a lot now,
asshole.
so now
she's
she's like
so
whatever.
relaxed
She's a lot older,
now.
yeah,
Yeah,
relaxed.
I'm like, what an asshole. That jerk face. Or I think I was pregnant with Jacob, and that's my oldest biological son. And I was being pregnant. You have a lot of hormones, and it's really difficult. And I told my mom and my grandma to shut the fuck up.
and that went over well.
And I was like, shut the fuck up! I need to go.
Oh, man.
And
season
walking,
2.
yeah.
I'm sorry for anyone listening trying to follow this.
This
This is so
is, but what's funny is, like, I think this would fit into who Jessica Jones is.
Because it was so all over the place.
Yeah.
Thank you, alcohol.
No, we'll edit that out. You cough as much as you need to.
I don't. Are you kidding me? On the Westchester radio, I don't edit out her farts. She'll fart and like, if they're not right, yeah, sure I will. I'll just leave them in.
Such an asshole. Such an asshole.
So everybody listen to that show, all the farting is not me.
It totally is, John. John farts so much more than I do. It just happens to always be
John
on the
does
show.
fart a lot. We were talking the
does.
other day, and I'm like, did you just fart? He's like, oh, yeah, it was a good one,
Dude,
too.
that was this morning at 1 a.m.
That's right. That was last night or this morning. Or however you
Oh
wanna
my
look at
God. I have to live with that.
Because we
He
recorded-
snores and farts like, oh, it's natural, babe. We are with people. You keep your bells
I haven't
in
farted
check.
once since you've been here, all right?
Okay.
it.
I
appreciate
actually
that.
have.
I went to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom for that. Yeah, it was probably last. So we thought we were going to record this episode last night, and turns
Yeah.
out message were mixed, and we were actually recording the ad you heard at the beginning of this for Corvic.
Yeah.
And what was
Hey,
supposed
Which I'm glad, because it took us like 3 hours to
I
record
was
that
gonna say,
ad.
which was supposed to be like 30 minutes for us to record, ended up being us up until almost 2 in the morning.
We started like at 10.
Right.
Why,
No, we
Dennis
started
is
at 11.
amazing.
Yeah, 11.
Should have been
11-ish.
easy.
Well, we had to figure out how we were going to say it. Then we went through all these
It
ideas.
took like 2 hours.
But then,
But really,
then
his shit is funny as hell.
Yeah,
I
tape-
love
tape fun and
Dennis
kill yourself.
stuff.
Yeah.
it's great.
No,
but what
it's
took so long was
Love
we
you,
ended up
Dennis.
talking. We should have recorded the whole conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah. But anyways, season 2, Jessica Jones.
I'm sorry.
So,
But it's a good segue what she was talking about with
family.
no. What were you talking about? And I was like, and you were
Making
so
fun of-
excited. I'm
making
like,
fun
no,
of
it's
me.
like,
So,
dude,
no. Where
It's a
he
good
had to
segue.
stop. Yeah. It's I like the middle of the episodes because they're
Character
the fun
development
ones.
of
Middle
They're
season-
the
middle
fun
seasons.
ones.
Yeah.
Middle seasons. Like the beginning, they have to
Gotta build you up.
Build you up. The fun ones are in the middle, and then they gotta.
The fun ones are the
it.
bookends, the beginning and the end.
No, I think the middle.
See, the middle to me is all
Well,
about character development.
I'm specifically talking about Supernatural.
Yes.
See, I think most of the
I'm a
time,
big Supernatural fan.
like the first season of Jessica Jones was crazy, and it was
Yeah.
just like off
Every
kilter
episode
and
was
fucked
great.
up, and you were just like, "What?"
Yeah,
the
but all the fun stuff that she did with her mom, she went on the trip, she did all that stuff.
That's all character development. That's
Yeah.
not
I
like
don't know.
adventure. You're not going, "Oh my god," you know what I mean?
It's
And
nothing
nothing
to
unnatural
go to
happened.
the story. That's the middle ones are. That's why I say like
The meat.
okay,
Yeah.
it's the meat. Like
A lot of people don't like the meat.
Really?
I love
I don't
meat.
know. With super okay, I'm gonna go
But you know what I
to
mean, though.
Supernatural
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit. Like with Supernatural, they do like ghost stories and all that. So they have like, oh, we're ending on Sam killing himself or his soul to the devil, whatever. So then we have to fix all that, or fix Dean. And then the middle ones is when they do their ghost stories. It's when they do all the...
Where Sam and Dean go into the real world
They
and
go
become
and they
Jared
hunt.
Padalecki and Jason...
It's
or
when
Jensen
they...
Ackles
or
and
the
stuff,
Scooby Natural.
the Scooby-Doo episode they just did.
They do a lot of fun stuff
funny?
in the middle.
We haven't watched it yet. We're not there
Yeah,
yet.
we're not there
Well,
yet.
And to go off what you're saying there is like a lot...
And I think a lot of shows do that, not as much as Supernatural. Supernatural is
Yeah.
its own brand of crazy.
the Netflix
but
shows don't because they're so short.
Yeah.
They are.
They're half the
So
length.
in season 2 of Jessica Jones,
Yeah.
because these two are supernatural freaks.
We
and
are.
if we let them go off rails in
We'll have to
Supernatural,
do a
this become
Supernatural.
a Supernatural
We will have to do a Supernatural. I know where it's like my
We should
baby.
do-
I
we-
know where it's bad. I know where it's good.
We should do like the first season, the bad season,
Yeah.
and then the newest season.
All right.
That'd be fun.
I'm down.
3 separate distinct episodes on
Very-
Supernatural.
That'd be fun.
Season 7, the
Okay.
Leviathans.
So let's
Sorry.
put that to bed.
All right.
That to bed.
Put that-
Jessica Jones season 2.
Jessica Jones.
What is your favorite aspect of season 2? Or maybe it's a character. What's your favorite character in season 2?
For me, I'll go first. So what Kaylie thinks. For me, my favorite aspect was actually how they for me, my favorite aspect was how they developed Malcolm's character more.
Yeah, that
How
was cool.
In the beginning, he was still just their assistant, and by the end, he was, his own PI, working for the competition.
You know what's funny
I
is
don't like that.
when I was watching him, and I'm like, oh, he's traded his heroin addiction for sex.
Yes, he has.
And then they called it out on him.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I thought they did a good job with him, and that actor is a very pretty man and very good acting. Very
He's
good
good.
acting.
Yeah.
He's good. He plays that role really well.
Yeah.
But they did say, you're an addict through and through, and I think that is the same with everything.
So with Jessica, she's an addict too. She's a drunk.
Yeah, she's a total drunk. Yeah.
Like, but if she was to exchange that, she would probably go hardcore into PI.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
in
it could
something
be.
else.
She could be a workaholic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you could see her being.
Right.
What was your favorite aspect of season 2, Kaylie?
I don't know. I didn't care for her mom a lot. I wish they did a lot more with Trish. I like Trish.
Yeah.
I like
I
Trish a
still feel
lot.
like she's an unknown still.
Well, I says if she does not become Hellcat in season 3, I'm gonna be pissed.
Well,
They've been building
she's
her-
there. I mean, you saw
She's
the
getting
end.
close.
Yeah.
I
They're
wish she
building her up to
wouldn't
be
use
Hellcat.
it.
Yeah.
At the end, she drops her phone and catches it with her foot. So she definitely she has those abilities now.
And she flips it up and catches it.
Yeah.
Right.
So if they don't put her, I don't really care if they put her in the costume or not. But if she doesn't become Hellcat in some form, in
They're
season
not
3,
going to call it Hellcat, though. They're going to call it something.
They'll probably just use her name.
yeah,
Yeah.
They might not call her
They'll probably
Hellcat.
reference the name Hellcat.
It's like
at some
calling
point.
Jessica Jones Jewel. They don't do that.
Yeah.
Well, because Jessica Jones is after Jewel. Like in the comic book, she doesn't go by Jewel at all.
Right.
It's after Jewel.
Right.
It's
But it's the same thing, though. I'm just saying.
that's a good point because in Daredevil they call him Daredevil because he's the only one who has a costume, right?
Right.
Jessica Jones, she's just Jessica.
And they don't call Punisher. They call him Frank.
Yeah.
Right. They call him Frank.
But they do call Danny Rand the Iron Fist.
Well, he's... Yeah, but that's
'Cause it's
different.
a title.
That's a title.
You're right.
It's
It's a
not
title.
the name. That's not his name. That's not
So
his...
the only one with an alias, really.
Well,
is,
yeah, the Iron
is
Fist
Matt
is
Murdock.
not him.
Right.
It's anybody who owns those capabilities.
Anybody who
Right,
thinks
right.
Shall
Learn them.
Shall the Undying, the dragon.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
That is
Yeah.
interesting.
So I wonder if they're gonna have because they didn't call Will. Well, they referenced Will being Nuke in season 1 at one point. They didn't say it outright.
I didn't catch it, but I'm not into comics as much. I mean, Harley Quinn, shout out, hey, but that's it.
But yeah, I'm curious how they're gonna handle Patsy Walker in season 3. Because I like her character a lot.
She'll become a vigilante.
Oh, absolutely. That's what she wants.
That's,
Yeah.
That's her goal.
That's her dream. That's her life's ambition.
wants to be Jessica,
She doesn't
but
want to
not
be
drunk.
Exactly. She wants to be Jessica.
So my favorite aspect, if anybody is interested,
We are.
I am.
We were about to
is
ask.
I did like the relationship with her mom, and I did like how her
did you?
mom was kind of a weird lady that had
Right.
these profound emotional issues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Her aggression is born from that automobile accident.
Right.
And then to be worked on that way just expounded that.
Well, and it's
You know?
kind
True.
of like
I liked that. I liked the fact that her aggression has, like, Jessica was scared to become her mom.
well, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah,
is
without
her
without even knowing it. Too. Oh, sorry.
Her mom and her are
what I gotta
one and
do.
the same.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, in a lot of
It's-
ways.
In a lot of ways, it's Jessica's fear to become her mom.
Yep.
Jessica, prevents herself from becoming her mom, where her mom does not have the strength to stop.
But I think there's a difference because when you
Well, yeah.
become something as an adult, your ability to control it is different than something when you're from a kid because you've grown with it.
Yeah.
And so you know how to control it. You know what I mean? Right. And I think that's where that comes from. And
now that I think about it, when we watched this season, I enjoyed season 2.
Yeah.
I did not like as much season 1, and I had a huge problem with her mom because I saw what it was there for. I didn't care for it too much, but now that we've talked it out, I was I don't like the fact that her mom was the big bad, but really her mom wasn't the big bad.
Her mom wasn't.
The big bad was Jessica becoming like her mom. That was the big bad
that's
season.
a good way to think of it. It's her battle not to become
right.
that.
Her mom was just
it is. That's always her battle. That's always what she's trying to
right.
Which is it was same with season 1. Her battle was with herself.
Yeah.
To get over Kilgrave.
I mean, Kilgrave was a big part of it.
So the part I didn't like in season 2, and I told you this on a previous episode that you've listened to before, because everybody listening to this has listened to every one of our episodes, right?
Obviously.
No, this is
right.
This is day 2. Oh, I mean, one of our Netflix episodes, one of our other episodes.
Other episodes.
Oh yeah, they've all listened to them.
Yeah,
Clearly.
Exactly.
Clearly.
So
because Kaylie
is the fact that when they introduced her downstairs neighbor as the super.
Oh God!
And the first thing I said is, I hope she doesn't sleep with them.
I know. It's
and then
so cliche.
When she was so cliche, and then she slept with them, I'm like, I hope she doesn't wake up and he's drawing her. And what happens? The next scene, he's fucking drawing. I'm like, oh my God, that was so freaking lame. It was trope as trope can get.
To be clear on this,
Hollywood.
you haven't talked about that on an episode before. That's on the Luke Cage episode because I just edited it.
Oh, well, there you go.
So that you'll talk about that tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
With Danny J. Quick and Morgan Iverson.
Well, it doesn't matter because
I feel like the Netflix
episode, so it's appropriate now.
It is appropriate now, and I feel like I should have been all the Netflix ones I should have been on because I was very much a part of that.
Yeah,
I have to watch all of.
She's
them.
a big fan of the Netflix Marvel.
I know.
shows.
I wish I could have got Tafine because Tafine loved the Netflix ones as well.
I mean, I
She's
also
scared
asked if she would be here. She would go. She would flow so easily because I mean,
a couple drinks, she'll be like,
flow.
right, we have to set her up.
I should have this one up here.
It's true.
It doesn't happen.
That's
folks.
okay, Kaylee. So if you go back and listen to our old episodes, you'll find that I talk 80% of the time.
Oh, I know.
And it's not because this guy doesn't talk.
Like 70%.
And it's not because I talk too much. It's because I would literally stop and it'd be like, is he going to say anything? Nope. So I'm going to keep going.
I was trying to
wait, I'm not done. Okay. So then later,
I don't talk.
About 25, maybe 30 episodes ago, maybe 25, somewhere around there.
He got
we were
comfortable.
talking. I was like, no. I said, hey man, I want to hear you more. Feel free to interrupt me. And then there was like a 10-episode thing where the fucker interrupted me every single second he
told me to.
He interrupts me all the time. I gotta tell him to shut the fuck up all the time, at least once a day.
But I think our episodes have gotten better because we banter even.
You need to banter more. I know that a lot of people have said that they really like your banter. I have heard people say that they like you guys' back and forthness. So it is good to have it back and forth, and having other people
Johnny's
on
wrong all the time, and I have to correct him.
You know
sometimes.
What? Go ahead and just message Dennis and ask him who's right and wrong all the time.
We're getting Dennis Corvin.
Because all the time,
Dennis Karen?
Dennis
Karen.
Corvinking.
People message me and be like, Kenric's wrong. Kenric can just shut up and let you talk.
Shut up.
I swear to God, you message him, he'll tell you that.
Only on the one episode. And it was on that one thing because you guys are all like weirdos.
We're all, because we appreciate Superman, you don't?
Oh my God. We're not even talking about this. I have to hear it from all of them all the time. Shut the fuck up.
I know. We had an argument. We literally had to turn the podcast off because Johnny was so
I was in San Francisco on work vacation.
He was butthurt.
Yeah, where were we? It's so hard because it's when you have a family history of mental illness and alcoholism and drug addiction, and we're talking about a show that literally deals with that.
Yeah.
We
could beep out names and beep out stuff and
we could
this conversation.
We could.
You can do a lot
in there and make it sound.
It's
good stuff.
Yeah.
We'll see what it is.
We dealt with a lot of alcoholism in our family.
Yeah.
A lot.
See, I had it in my family too, but I was one generation out of it.
See,
he was sheltered.
My dad was an alcoholic.
Yep.
But he was melancholy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was
which is hard too.
Yeah. He was like, hard. Hey, he was always in a good mood when he drank.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
And he wasn't.
But I know that he would cry.
At some things, I think because he
hugging and crying you, that makes you feel really bad. Like Troy would do that a lot to me. He would tell me how he was going to commit suicide. I was the person that he loved the most. This is what I was supposed to do with his body, and to good luck to my brothers.
Yeah, at 10 years old, you shouldn't have been hearing that shit.
No, that's fucking.
Yeah, and that was for it wasn't just 10. It was 10, 11, 12.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it was a long time.
Yeah, it was ongoing.
And it's hard to deal with alcoholism, and it's hard for the alcoholic. But it's really hard for the people that have to deal with it
kids.
around them.
I mean, it's hard on the kids.
You know what's funny?
A lot of kids don't have to go through the things.
Just to bring it around into our topic of Jessica Jones, is they deal with the alcoholism the way most families deal with it.
They hide it.
They say it like, oh, you're an alcoholic, but they don't actually deal with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, there's just like, oh, you have a drinking issue, or
they just hope it doesn't.
And they say it
happen
in
front of them.
passing more than a direct conflict about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
no,
they're drinking.
I think.
But the difference is none of us drink.
We don't drink a lot.
It's like our first drink in like a month or two. I mean,
Yeah. I drink over the weekend.
Friday, but
Yeah, I drink on Friday, but I really don't drink that often.
this is my first drink in like at least a month for me.
Yeah.
no, if not, we go months. I mean, it just depends on your life. And drinking is to relax your body, and it's been used as a pain reliever, and it's been used as so many different things that we're just told that it's okay. But
Very much a
what's
social drinker.
Yeah, when is it not okay?
Can't drink alone. I think if you're drinking alone to get drunk by yourself, you have an issue.
Yeah.
I think when you have a lot
Having a
of
drink to relax is one thing. Drinking to get drunk is different.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been there, but I was like 14, so it's a little different.
Right.
It's like it gets you through a hard time, and it gets you through good times. It's a very up and down type of situation.
Yeah. So when you
this episode went down real quick.
No, I think it's an important topic to talk
yeah, but
about.
when you're watching-
because
I'm not saying
you're watching TV and somebody's getting drunk, and it's like, oh, whatever. But I mean, any individual, whether they have alcoholics in their family or in their friends in their circle, they know somebody who's an addict. We're at that day and age where that's just a norm.
Well, I think this conversation here just proves the impact this season has on people, because it is a mind fuck, and it handles a lot of mental issues.
Well, they
throughout the
talked
episode.
about it in this
They talk
issue.
about it, yeah.
They didn't talk about it in season 1. They just saw her drinking all the time.
Yeah.
But they didn't really, no one actually confronted her. Her mom actually confronts her about her alcohol issues and says it's taking more and more to even get drunk now, isn't it?
Right, and there's also season 2 they touch on Jessica's going after Trish for her drug abuse.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Jessica likes to put herself. She wants to help everybody else, but not help herself.
Which is
and
a
I
hero
think a lot of
trope.
people,
a lot of heroes.
What did you think of Jessica Jones' first first boyfriend in season 2 that her mom kills at the bar?
I thought that was a huge element of why she's so fucked up and not trusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it made a huge difference, because I don't think that was a bad guy. She saw a very small portion.
I don't know, man.
Of that conversation. I don't think he was really. I think he was trying to get out of the situation.
You think he was getting?
I think he was.
The way I read it was he was trying. He said that to get out, to get them to leave, and was going to deal with it other way. I didn't read it because think about everything before that. He had no tells of being a bad person, of being a really bad guy before that.
Yeah.
Right.
And I would like to believe that he was saying that to those guys to get them to leave, and the mom took it as this guy's a douchebag and he had to kill him.
Right. Were you surprised by her want and need to go on the lam with her mom?
Surprised? No, I wasn't surprised by it, because Jessica has always had that desire to fit in with family and to fight side for family. Even though she has Trish and the adoptive mom, they're not super like she is.
They're not her mom.
Yeah.
No, it's not your mom. I mean, I could go round and round with my parents, and I would still bend over backwards for them. I would continue to protect my father, even after he did.
It's different talking about it with family.
It is when you think about it.
We've all had an experience with it.
Right, when it's your parents.
Yeah.
I would make fun of them and whatever, like with other people, but I'd continue to stay up at 2:00 in the morning, telling them, no, we all love you. We don't want you to die. And I need to get up at 6.
We
want
to see him be a better person. And
we all do,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you always are gonna
quote
love,
unquote cured of his addiction issues.
And it's just like you're never gonna be cured, but you want them to be better, and no matter how bad your parent is, it's still your parent.
Yeah. All his bad decisions are stemming from his addictions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because when he's sober, and he's sober for like 6 months, he's a completely different person.
He's
and
a
it's
wonderful
stemming
person.
from, his childhood.
Oh yeah, his mom was not a good, and his dad was not a good person.
No, none of them were, and
they definitely circulated the violence.
Yeah, they did, and coming from that and seeing a different perspective and being able to get out of it and not have to be in it. I was very fortunate to have a parent that wasn't in it and chose not to be in it, but I was just, a lot of my strength actually comes from him. A lot of who I am, I'm very much like him. I'm almost his mini, and it's really weird because I chose not to do that path and he chose to, and what would happen if had he not?
And you're very lucky that the family that I come from was always there. There's always, like, the ability of my mom, your grandmother, was such a stable person.
Right, I was going to say my very biggest
always had a place to live.
cheerleader, my very biggest person to help me has always been my grandmother.
And she accepted me into the family open arms from day one.
Everybody.
It was great.
She does.
Even if she has issues with you
person.
personally,
Yeah.
she still accepts you.
Well, we could tell stories about us having to
right.
up there.
I mean, we all have. I mean, and I think everybody has a savior, and if they don't, they will find their savior. Not as a religious perspective, but as a person. And I think Jessica Jones wants to find that in her mother.
Yeah, she definitely wants that relationship with her mom as her mom.
Yeah.
Because Trisha's mom is
not her mom.
Not
She's
her
terrible.
mom, and she's a terrible
fucking person.
I think she loves Trish.
Well, and even then, Trish
I don't even know why she adopted Jessica Jones. It's like, why did you even adopt her?
Right.
Why did you even take
she
her
wanted.
in?
Well, I think they said something about she wanted publicity. She wanted to look good, and I think even Trish, Jessica says, "Don't be around her. Don't be around her," and it's easy for Jessica to say because that's not her mom, but Trish continues to be around her because that is her mom, and ultimately, it's hard to walk away from a parent.
That's a good point because just like Jessica runs to her mom, Trish goes to her mom as well. Yep.
And her mom is in it a lot more in season 2, and because her mom is in it, we get to see a lot more things.
Yeah.
And
Jessica Jones season 2, mommy issues.
Right? Seriously,
it totally is.
It really
oh my god, yeah.
Mommy issues. That should be the title of that season.
You just see that people need to connect, and people connect the most way with people that are like them.
The aspect is always such a weird relationship.
Yeah.
It's different than the father-son.
Really is.
Which, even though the father and son can always be close,
it's not.
I don't think
never be as
close as mom and daughter.
Moms are more emotional. They want to get connected
moms are more
to you a lot.
emotional.
Right.
Dad is.
Yeah, I agree.
For the most part.
Well, and yeah. I know, I can't stop hitting the table. I'm sorry.
Right.
Well, I'm right in between the two.
Like
and they're really
she's
strong.
just like totally things.
Right. Well, so I don't know. I was not very close with my mom growing up. Not at all. I wasn't close to my mom until I had kids. And I was a lot closer to my dad. So I think...
Well, you're closer to your dad because he forced it.
Yeah, and that could be.
And he didn't force it for the right reasons.
No, not at all. I mean, it wasn't anything perverted or sexual or anything, but he really wanted that connection with his mom, and he found that in
And when
me.
you were really little, you and I were really close.
Right, it's
like
crazy.
An unbelievable, really close. Like, I was very much another parental unit for you.
Right, and it's hard because you don't always remember those.
Yeah.
Those things, but like I feel really close with.
Seriously, when I say the only person who changed her diaper more than me was her mom.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because he remembers all that and I don't.
I taught her alphabet.
And
you're why she can't spell.
Yeah. Totally. She always forgets F. I don't know why.
Right? Fuck.
A, B, C, D, E, G, H, I, J.
Ugh, that's weird.
Right? Ugh, that's weird. You got Earth Place.
Yeah. I think a lot of this season is a lot deeper than
if you
they
think
go through
about
on
it,
any
people
of them.
talk. We hear a lot of people say they don't like season 2, but if you think about it, that season brings the character forward and makes her more relatable than season 1 ever can.
Yeah.
And think about the conversation season 2 has sparked in us tonight.
Yeah.
Well, and like maybe people that
How
don't
deep it
like
went.
season 2 are people that have more issues than they're willing to admit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have a hard time admitting to the issues that they have. And when things become a crutch.
A real thing.
As opposed to
right.
hey, we're going out, we're having fun, we're going to have some drinks and call it good. You know, I think if you find yourself having to have drinks to have fun, then you should probably think, why do I need to have these drinks?
Right. If you can't have fun without it.
Yeah.
And always note the suicide hotline number.
Should just always enhance, the situation.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
So.
Enhance it, make it better, not be the only way to do it.
Well, like if you're a sad drunk, you're sad. But I don't know. I've had some sad moments where I was like, fuck, why did I even say that? I don't even feel that. I was just being an ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Usually to me, because I'm usually the one getting the acid treatment. Wait, I don't get the ass treatment.
What? I don't even want to hear this.
Backtrack. So, if you had to pick the season you thought was a better season to watch, would you pick one or two, Kaylie?
Oh, God. Well, I mean, one really goes into two, and you don't know all about Jessica.
They could almost be one big season.
I wish we had more backstory.
They could. For me,
I wish we had more I wish we had a pre-one.
You could have done season 2 before season 1.
You really could have.
Yeah, you could have.
And that would have been okay.
It would have gone either way. I just wish there was more backstory, and we'll find it in season 3.
I'm really curious if they're gonna if her and Luke Cage are gonna end up together.
I kind of hope they do that because that's an important part.
It really is, and I keep waiting for it because they are the only people that they're able to be free with each other just because of their abilities, able to hurt each other. They don't
have to hold back when they're
exactly, and that's a big part of people's relationship is their intimacy. Even if they are not intimate. Like physically, they have to be able to be intimate emotionally, and sometimes the two collide. And if you can't be intimate physically, and you have to continuously hold back, you're going to be intimate more emotionally.
Yeah, yeah. So Kenric, season 1, season 2 for you. Which one do you think was?
I don't know if we answered that question.
You didn't.
I didn't.
It's hard,
it's
man.
hard
because
I think you really need a season 1 because season 1 tells more of that backstory.
Well, it's hard because each season, both those seasons are distinctly different.
They are. They're totally.
Really
you could intermix.
Like I was saying, like you were saying,
you could take Kilgrave out first. If you took Kilgrave out of season 2, then you could put that as season 1.
Yeah,
and then season 1 would actually have more depth at that point.
Even if you left in Kilgrave in season 2 and switched the order of them, then he would just be a precursor to what happens in season 2. In the Kilgrave season, that'd be cool too. So you're right; those seasons you could switch them around, and it really wouldn't change much.
No,
and it'd still be good.
It would change. I mean, it would just you would know the backstory. I like the backstory a little bit of Malcolm because he's a
cool character.
He's a cool character, and the fact that he was forced into addiction but continued it.
Yeah,
like he still had. I mean, just the whole thing is very relatable with our day and age in addiction.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There you go. So before we head out of this tonight, since Kaylie was not able to join us in all the other episodes,
I really should have.
Do you want to give us your quick thoughts on Daredevil real quick?
Vote for Kaylie.
Vote for Kaylie. Shut
up. There's no voting order.
There is.
This isn't Smoke Hunter's Next Top Model or something. So what do you think of Daredevil?
What?
What do you think of Daredevil?
I could do a whole
How about this?
thing on Daredevil.
So you have Daredevil, you have Luke Cage, you have Iron Fist, you have Punisher, you have Defenders, and you have Jessica Jones. Why don't you put those in your order?
Rank them.
Oh, shit.
What's your rank? What's number 1?
I can relate with Frank a lot.
So Punisher is your number 1?
I don't know. It's like Punisher is like, I can relate to him on the anger issue. Not the fact that my family was killed. My family has not been killed.
Or the fact that you like to murder people.
Right. I don't like to murder people either. But I can relate with his anger. I think Jessica is probably my first.
Okay. So number 1, Jessica
Jones. Number 2, I would have to say Frank. Punisher.
Okay. Number 3?
Luke.
Luke Cage, okay.
Ooh, Luke Cage is your number 3, okay.
Number 4?
Iron Fist.
Really?
You put Iron Fist above Daredevil?
Oh, shit.
You've got Daredevil in there.
I was thinking Defenders. Oh, okay, so Daredevil, Iron Fist. No, Daredevil.
So Jessica Jones, Punisher, and then who's third?
Daredevil, for sure.
Daredevil third, okay.
I really like Daredevil, too.
Yeah.
But I don't have any issues with blindness. I guess I have daddy issues, but...
You know what's? Hold on, I want to pause you for a second. You know what's great about this? We rank these shows on how we are entertainment value for them. She is ranking them on who she relates with the most.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah,
you don't need to pause that. That's a great point.
No, I'm pausing her for that. All right, and play.
Thanks.
Number 4.
And number 4, Iron Fist. Number 5 is Defenders, but it's only last because you need all of those to be able to put them together.
Wait, there's 6. Which one is she missing?
What?
She was all 6. She just had her numbers wrong.
Oh, my number. Okay, number
Jessica Jones, Punisher, Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Defenders. That's
okay.
So Defenders, it just has to be the last, not because it's the least entertaining, but you just need it. All of them. You have to watch all of them to be able to watch.
So she's ranking them different than how we ranked them. But I like how she's doing it. I like it. That's cool.
Yeah, I would have to.
I don't even remember how we ranked ours.
Right? I have
Let's
to
listen to tomorrow night's episode. You did it on Luke Cage.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I missed that one. Vote for Kaylie.
You know, if we do vote for you and make you a regular guest, you have to show up for them.
Oh fuck!
And you have to do them, and not. I'm too tired.
I'm sorry.
I know we were gonna do this last night, and she was so excited when I said, "No, we're just doing the commercial." Yes, go to bed.
There's a reason my White to See Our Radio only comes out maybe once a month, and it's not me.
I'm sorry.
Right. Just knowing that she'll be on every once in a while.
I am a mom of 5 fucking
But vote
kids.
for Kaylie.
Right.
We should make T-shirts. Vote for Kaylie.
We're gonna get inundated on Twitter.
Right. So if you want Kaylie to be a regular host, tweet at us
Whatever.
at Spoiler Country.
Every other host.
Every other host. Oh man.
I'm already backing down.
Does that mean I can take a night off?
I don't know.
No, she's already backtracking out of this.
She's already backtracking. As she's wearing her sunglasses inside.
There's cool sunglasses.
Well, they are fucking amazing. I've been trying to find these fucking glasses for like 10 years.
Right.
And we were taking pictures and I did not do any eye makeup. So there you go. I'm red. I don't need mascara or blush. I just need foundation.
You're Irish.
So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, very
Kaylie
Irish.
Mentioned the suicide hotline.
Yes.
And if you are having issues, if you need to talk to somebody, please call the suicide hotline at 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-8255.
Please do.
Please call. If you have any issues, call them.
I
help
think
you out.
Everybody here has dealt with somebody who has committed suicide and successfully done so or unsuccessfully. I know it sucks
Unfortunately,
right
more
now.
than one in my life.
Yeah, it does suck right now, but it will get better. And I've had some really sucky things happen to me. And we talked about it on YTCL radio, how I have really shitty karma in life and really fucked up things have happened. But it gets better. And different people change your life.
Things do get better.
Compare your life now to what it was 10 years ago,
Right.
You know.
Right.
I just think that...
I'm not saying that to Kaylee, I'm saying to everybody. Just
No, yeah. I mean, we've had a really close friend commit suicide, and it really affected all of us. And he
Dude, you
really
guys
could have
had
just
plans
reached out
together, and he
did.
committed suicide.
We're gonna open a
That
comic
was
store.
crazy.
Yeah, we had
And it wasn't
really-
just him. It was like a
Him and his wife.
Him and his wife.
It was a pack. And
the suicide pack,
It really
yeah.
sucked for all of them. It sucked for them because they didn't get to see all the awesome things because we could be doing the podcast together right now.
Yeah, Ben would have been great on the podcast.
And
Talk with him.
I mean,
he was very knowledgeable about comics. Love the
just
medium.
a
Love the
fucking
industry.
amazing person, and he didn't need to do that. So I know it sucks, but so many
Having
people
trouble,
love
call.
you.
Yeah, just call. Seriously, just call.
Just call.
You can
I
reach
can't
out
make
to us.
You could
Yeah.
reach
We
out.
will
Fuck
talk to you.
Yeah,
I will
seriously.
talk to you.
I don't know
That
if you
is
want
true.
to talk to us. We'll talk to you.
Right.
That is true. We will talk.
On a lighter note,
yeah.
what are you excited for coming in the future from Netflix with this particular series?
As you'll hear me gush about in the next couple episodes, I'm excited for Misty Knight and Calling Wing becoming Daughters of the Dragon.
I have not heard of either of these.
Because you
Why
weren't
would-
there.
Yeah. So
Well,
why don't you
then.
explain to her who
So-
Misty Knight and Calling
Yeah.
Wing
Misty-
and Daughters of the Dragon
So
are?
in Luke Cage, the detective Misty Knight,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay, the one. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Iron Fist, the Asian chick that has the cool samurai sword.
Yeah. No,
okay.
she's fucking badass.
In the comic books, those two team up and become Daughters of the Dragon.
Doesn't Hellcat join them as well?
I think later on.
Yeah.
But they're
that would be
they are
badass.
fucking badass.
That
Misty
would
has
be
her
awesome.
bionic arm, and Calling Wing is just a badass with her sword.
Are they going to show her getting her arm ripped off or what?
Well, she gets her arm and she's into a Luke Cage.
Yeah.
And somebody said that she got her arm ripped off at the end of Defenders, but I don't remember that happening.
I don't remember that
Look.
either.
I remember her having some issues with her arm, like in Luke Cage.
Yeah.
And then not coming off, and then something happened in Defenders, but I don't remember it actually getting cut off.
But you're excited for to see if Daughters of the Dragon come to fruition.
That
to
will
Netflix.
That as well as the budding and building friendship of Luke Cage, Power Man, Iron Fist.
And we talked about that in a coming episode, but we'll talk about it now because it's like this is all out of whack when it comes to timeline.
Yeah.
I firmly said, and Danny was like, "You got to watch it because that's my favorite movie series." No. But Luke Cage and Cage and Iron Fist are the original Lethal Weapon.
They are.
Fuck yeah, they are.
Yeah. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
I wish they had more on Luke Cage. I mean...
Yeah. Well, Luke Cage Season 2 is coming out next in June.
Oh, okay.
Is that coming out in June?
June 8th. I think it's June 18th or June 22nd, something like that.
On that one.
You heard it here first.
But, well, you'll also hear it tomorrow night when I look it up for real to tell you the real date. So
that'll be in the show notes, but just look for June.
Right, June something. And that's going to be good because I like Luke Cage a lot. I liked... and they want them to have more with him and Danny Rand.
Yeah. I think that's important.
It is.
Luke Cage and Danny Rand, really?
They're best.
They're best friends.
In the comics, they're like
mind blown.
So Iron Fist was Iron Fist up until what issue?
No, Power Man.
Power Man.
So there was at first it was the comic books. It was Luke Cage Hero for Hire for issues 1 to like 14, and then it became Luke Cage Power Man up until issue 49. Right. At issue 50, it became Power Man and Iron Fist, and was that for the rest of the series for like 100 and some issues.
Yeah. They were literally
they were the
original
buddies
because it's a black and white guy. That's why we say they're original Lethal Weapon because they were doing that in their late 70s.
Yeah, and they were a phenomenal team because you have one guy who's a martial
power
artist.
And finesse.
Yeah, power and finesse versus it's great. It's a great combination. I really hope they gave us this much of like a tiny little bit of it in Defenders. Yep. I want them to give me like all of it.
They become close in the comic books. They're more like brothers than they are just friends.
Yeah, because I was going to say I don't remember Luke Cage and Danny Rand, not Tommy. Yeah, Danny Rand being close at all.
No,
that's why when people were freaking out about Danny Rand being white,
right?
That I was like, you can't have him be another thing because you will ruin that relationship with
because they come from two different societies.
It wouldn't mean the same. It wouldn't mean as much.
No, because you have Luke Cage from Harlem, and Danny Rand aristocratic,
right.
who is the fish out of water and everything he goes into, but he still is that white aristocratic rich boy.
Yep.
And you have Harlem Luke Cage. Those two things come together and they
opposites. They literally are black and white.
Yeah.
Right. That's the whole fucking point. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
And it just
I think people were missing that. They weren't talking about that at all.
People get outraged over the stupidest shit without reading it and understanding stuff.
So what are you waiting for? What are you excited for with this Netflix series can come into? Because I can tell you right now, I'm a little worried with Disney starting their own streaming service.
Yeah.
That can be pulled. Or unless they move it over to that.
About that.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Because that would be so different if it was on Disney versus Netflix.
Maybe not. I mean, Disney did the Blue Lagoon. Disney's done a lot of very adult stuff.
Disney owns everything.
Yeah. And Freeform is not for kids.
ABC
even though it was
Family.
ABC Family.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is not... I would not want my...
Side thing, The Fosters is amazing.
We watched The Fosters. I love that shit.
Yeah.
So great.
Tafine loves The Fosters.
It really is. It's not... all real life, but it's similar to fostering. And we were big in fostering, and we still want to be big in fostering. But side note, I think I'm excited to see Punisher. Really, really excited to see Punisher. I want to see where they take his character. A lot of these shows make me want to read comics, and that's what they really...
That's a good
read
thing,
the
though.
trade paperbacks.
Like, they
I will buy you the trades if you want to read them, babe. I have some of them.
No, I know you do, but
you
I
like
think
the
more
Punisher,
people
you should read the
should.
Punisher Max series.
Yeah, it's really hard sometimes to read. I do a lot of audiobooks. They should fucking do comic audiobooks.
We actually talked about... I had an idea that we should do... You know which one you should read is Saga.
Like Saga.
You'll like Saga.
Okay.
It's a space opera, and but it is done so well. It's Romeo and Juliet.
Pretty much.
You know,
aliens.
I mean,
but they don't die at the end.
I can dig it.
You know,
it's good.
But I had the idea like we should do volume 1, and we get a bunch of us together and literally just read the book.
Do a radio play first.
Do a radio play of the Saga Volume 1.
Mm-hmm. And that would be awesome.
It would be awesome. But then we were like, oh my God, it's so much work. And
it is a lot of work.
We couldn't do anything with it because we don't own the rights to it. And
yeah, but that's okay. Just putting it out there to put it out there.
I would be, well, can you put stuff out there that it's not monetary?
So,
it wouldn't be monetary. That's the thing. We couldn't put any ads on it. We couldn't.
Which is weird because you can. Because there's a guy on YouTube called Comic Storian.
Yeah.
And literally what he fucking does dramatic readings of comic book issues with the artwork from the comic book on the screen and he's really good at it. He's actually been hired by Valiant to do Valiant comics now.
We should do comics.
We've been doing it for years. and he makes money off YouTube doing it.
Interesting.
What he does is he cuts.
I don't need to be on YouTube.
He cuts all the I think he cuts the text out of the panels.
Yeah.
But he shows the panel artwork and he reads them in his dramatic voice, and they're really good. But he does it and he monetizes it. So I don't know.
Well, they don't have audiobooks for comics, and I think that's really important.
They had to be
because
descriptive.
there's such.
But you can do that with audio.
You can do it. You can do it.
And I think that's a big thing because I'm a busy person. I work. I have a family. I have kids.
You should read Saga. Yeah. I think you will
like
it.
I have a copy.
All right, I'm down. I mean, I'm a huge Harley Quinn lover. Don't tell anybody, but I've never read anything.
Now it's recorded.
Right.
I know. It's so bad.
So if you guys, if no one's going to ask, I'll say what I'm waiting for.
Well, we're getting there. We're her to shut up.
I'm sorry.
Kenric,
I didn't know even
what
if
are you waiting
said
for
what I
the
was
Netflix
waiting
series?
I'm really excited for Punisher 2.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I love Jessica Jones. I love Daredevil. I liked them all. I love
I do.
Luke Cage, you know.
I don't think we talked about Daredevil nearly as much, but
We talked
it was
all
amazing.
really this one.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But Daredevil's good. I mean, there's just a few things on Daredevil. Like, Johnny loves Foggy, the character.
Foggy is John.
Hey!
That guy drives me nuts. I just think he's a whiny bitch through the whole
Yeah,
thing.
again,
It's like,
Foggy is
shut up.
John.
That's not very nice.
That's hilarious. But I'm really excited for Punisher.
kidding.
They're shooting
I love
Punisher
it.
season 2 right now.
Are they?
And I'm really excited for how that's going to be.
It's intense. It's emotional. It's action. It's everything that you want to watch.
Yeah.
And what I think what made Punisher, and we talked about this. We'll talk about this on Saturday.
Yeah.
If I recorded it months ago.
Castle's hot.
He is.
Well, we should just release that on Monday. We shouldn't release anything on Saturday or Sunday.
We'll figure that out later.
All right.
But is that
We're not going to release anything on Saturday or
the
Sunday.
Punisher?
Just so you know.
The Punisher series isn't just about balls out, gun toting, blowing people up, shoot people. It's about PTSD. It's about
it's about
a
real
lot of
military
emotion
things.
in it. It's a lot of stuff goes into it, and that's what made it so good.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of it is military driven, and that's military life, especially in the United States. I think they don't get the help that they need for PTSD. And
Kind of shed a huge light on that too.
Yeah,
it did. It did really a lot because he does suffer from it a lot, but they just won't stop fucking with him.
Right. Don't leave him alone.
And I think a lot of these.
He's not going to stop until he feels like he's gotten all the people involved.
Well, yeah.
Right.
And as most people would feel.
He just has the means and the ability to do it, and also TV shows so he can do it.
Yeah.
Right.
And since we're talking about PTSD, let's give some information out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You can go to ptsd.va.gov if you are suffering
Our
military and suffering from PTSD, and I think they'll actually help anybody that calls in.
Yeah,
And give you the information of where you need to go.
Exactly.
You can call 1-802-296-6300. That's 1-802-296-6300. That is actually their voicemail, but they'll give you a lot of information on there.
They will. And, having suffered from some mental illness myself, just wait it out. I know that you won't get in right away, but you can also call your local county mental health.
There's lots of resources out there. The hardest part is making that call.
Yep. And if you're a veteran, the crisis line for veterans is 1-800-273-8255. Veterans Crisis Line, 1-800-273-8255. Press 1.
Yes, and we appreciate your service.
This has been a very informative episode, I think.
It's been a weird episode.
I like it.
Yeah.
But I like
very
it.
deep.
So I got to tell you, last question, and then I think we can start wrapping this up.
All right.
Yeah.
If Disney takes over, right? And because everybody knows Disney owns Marvel, they are starting their own streaming service.
They are.
If these are the last seasons that are coming out now of these Netflix series that have been amazing, right? You never thought you would see a Daredevil this good.
No.
You never thought Jessica Jones would even be on the screen.
Never.
Let alone a full season like this.
I never thought Iron Fist would be on the screen.
Iron Fist. You never thought you'd see Punisher done this well, especially after seeing Dolph Lundgren, who I thought was whatever. Thomas Jane, I thought was better. It could have been better.
Yeah.
I think the direction wasn't.
I
where it
love
needed to
Thomas
be.
Jane and the role, but
And then
Who? Wait.
Thomas Jane did a Punisher back in 2004. Or so.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay,
then there was
sorry.
the other guy that did the Punisher War Journal,
Ray Stevenson.
Ray Stevenson, and he did a great job. Yep. But Bernthal's.
You always say it wrong.
Berthenol.
John Berthenol.
Yeah. We have a whole thing with that. It was kind of funny. Bernthal's adaptation of Punisher was transcending of what that role should be and could be.
Agreed. And because he deals with the emotional aspect of what the
If
Punisher
those
is.
don't come back after the next one, Are you satisfied with what you've had?
Am I satisfied with?
My desire to want more is not satisfied, but I will be happy to see I will be happy to have seen the iterations we have seen.
Okay.
Because
You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm a
Because so
little
Disney is
confused. So
taking
Disney's taking over.
Well,
Would I be satisfied?
we don't know if Disney's taking over that particular series.
Maybe.
We know they own the rights to everything.
Right.
We know they're starting their own streaming service.
Right.
Does that mean that they're going to stop producing stuff on other, like Netflix, and bring those over to Disney, or are they just going to stop altogether?
From what I've seen,
like they are already starting
right.
to pull the Disney stuff off.
That's
of
what I'm
them.
saying.
Yeah.
Disney does not do well with competition. Disney will take over anything and everything that they have and put it to their streaming.
yeah, because right
But
now,
just to say this, if Disney, you want to sponsor us, we love you.
yeah,
Right? No, I love Disney.
I love Disney films. I really do.
We do. We're
But-
big. We have kids, and
Yeah.
even if we didn't have kids, we love Disney. But Disney, you think of kids.
Right.
You don't think of that. So is Disney going to make it towards kids, or are they going to make it towards adults?
Well, they
and
already
everybody.
have it where when you do something for Star Wars, it says Disney and then Lucasfilm now.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't just say Lucasfilm anymore.
Yeah, they changed that.
No, I know, and it's.
I think it'd be a
I
shame.
don't know.
if
Star
Disney
Wars
stopped
though.
it.
It's Star Wars has already made that
Transition?
leap. Yeah, they've already made that transition to.
House of Mouse.
Yeah, and they've already, and they weren't really super violent. They were perfect for Disney. They really were.
Well, they're
And
very
they-
similar to what the original trilogy was. I mean, the
Right.
original trilogy wasn't really violent.
Exactly.
No, it was all.
No, they're
it was
perfect.
space opera, a giant space
Space
opera.
opera. That's all it really is.
Yeah.
And that's exactly right. But
But Marvel has-
Marvel's different.
They got some deep stories.
Well,
Yeah.
and they do. They have really deep stories.
Well, you have 60
and
years of stories worth.
It's just weird, though. I don't know. I hope they don't. I
It would
hope
be
they
a
stick with
shame
Netflix. I think they would be doing themselves a disservice.
It'd be a shame if Disney pulled all of the mature rating Marvel stuff and only stuck it around with the PG-13 movies type of stuff.
Right.
It'd be a really big shame and disservice to those characters, because there are these characters that fit into this gritty world. Not every character needs to have a gritty reboot. Not every character needs to be in this violent world, but these characters excel in it.
Yeah. So, last question.
That the last question?
Yeah.
Okay.
This just came to mind.
Okay.
If you're going to make one change to Jessica Jones in the 2 seasons, what is it going to be?
I would say add Luke Cage. Keep Luke Cage into her life.
Add more Luke Cage?
Yeah. Maybe season 2, maybe not, but season 3, I would say start. I just want the bromance and the romance for him.
You want the bromance and the romance.
I do. I feel for him. No, I would love to see, and I said it on the one episode, but it's very selfish. I want to see Luke Cage and Jessica Jones get together and have a baby, just so somewhere down the line they can do an episode or a movie where Wolverine has to babysit Daniel Cage.
Is that in the comic book or something?
It is, and it's fucking
See,
hilarious
that's-
when Daniel Cage
I mean, I wish.
and Daniel Cage.
That's a deep cut right there.
Right?
It is. It's
By the way, I want this.
right. I want this one specific thing, Disney, and if you don't do it, I'm never watching the show again.
That's
No,
Just kidding.
no,
just a lie.
kidding.
So, what about you, Kaylee? What was one thing you would change for Jessica Jones?
I don't know. I do wish they would touch a little bit more on her alcoholism and her mental health.
You touch more directly on it.
Yeah.
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 Be direct on the issue at hand.
Yeah, and
Maybe
how
either
to
tackle
like
it.
You
yeah.
try to deal with it.
Yeah,
Maybe even
because
fail at it.
You can get, I mean, you
Which is
can't
okay.
get over it, but you can get to where the cravings and not having to be there. You might always think, oh, I have a big problem. I need something of substance to fix it. But then you go, no, I can do it. And seeing her do that. But I want to see her grow as a superhero, too, because she's not a superhero, but she is a superhero. So we're kind of caught in the middle of her web of mental illness.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, if she would get over her mental illness and her alcoholism, then she could be a better superhero and maybe be more for the people and
Be
less
better
for
PI
herself.
Better PI, you think?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. She wouldn't be so clouded. But it's hard when you see that much trauma. How do you deal with that?
She's been through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's been through a lot.
So what's one thing for you, Kenric?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I know I asked the question, but when it comes down to Jessica Jones, when they did, I like Daredevil, right?
I like Daredevil a lot.
But
I wish
when
we
they
talked about
did-
that a little bit.
When they did Jessica Jones, I was like, that is how those stories should be told.
Yeah, the first season was so explosive.
Yeah, and it was just, And it came down to even the trailer.
Oh, God.
The way they introduced
the alarm
trailer.
Clock. The alarm clock?
The alarm clock and her squishing it. And it was just like, oh my God, I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, it was years ago.
It's
But
a long
years ago.
time
the
ago.
alarm goes off and you see her hand down. She just smashes it.
Oh,
That's the
yeah,
teaser
yeah.
for it.
That's a total Jessica move.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, she's got the anger, and she's got the, and the anger comes, and the rage
I
comes from all of the history.
I think for me with Jessica Jones is I want to see her be more assertive.
Yeah.
And not so...
She is so wishy-washy.
She can be very wishy-washy. And and that's what I didn't like about her in Defenders.
Yeah, I agree.
I felt like they made her be more like the prototypical chick.
And she shouldn't
Coming
she
from
should,
like the 1950s.
She should be more
Like-
more assertive herself.
Like if they set up an office, she would have been the secretary.
Yeah.
And that's how they treated her.
She shouldn't be.
That-
Yeah, and she shouldn't have been that way. And it was just weird. And it wasn't until the end when she caught the elevator.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like, oh shit, you know? And it just felt like to me that they didn't use her the right way.
They did not utilize
the
her.
writers didn't use her the right way,
No.
is what I'm saying.
Right.
You know? And so
Welcome
I
to
want
a
her
woman's
to be,
world.
Yeah, I want her to be more assertive. I think that's what I would want.
Yep, I can agree with that.
Like
completely.
she should almost be a bully.
right.
Well, you almost have to be a bully,
she's the strongest one of all of them.
Well,
Yeah. Well, just in her show.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
do what I say, I'm going to kick the shit out of you.
Right.
Right.
Okay, because like people are like standing up to her, and it's like,
No.
she
No.
could snap your neck in
Right.
2 seconds if she wanted to.
Right.
No, but that I think as a
I mean,
woman,
it adds
you have
to her
that
as well, but-
intimidation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because men, they've always had everything. Women, we're just starting to get it.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is true.
I'm not even kidding. I mean, backstory. John and I have talked about, hey, when you go to work and you make $50,000, well, I haven't been at work in 10 years. I'm not going to make $50,000.
Right.
I'm a woman,
right.
and that's the bottom line.
I'm a white man. I can fall into a job making good money. I did. I mean, really.
It's sad truth.
It's not, I mean, I'm
It
not trying
is.
to brag. It's
Right.
fucking true. I fell into a job off Craigslist, and I've been there for 8 years, and I do pretty well.
I mean, he put his time in and he worked at it, but would it be the same if it was me? Actually, I applied for that job and I didn't get it because I was pregnant.
True story.
His exact same story. His exact same job. Yeah. Well,
Oh,
and
really?
it's yeah.
Same job?
Well,
I didn't know that.
The job that I was doing, I did.
Yeah. When you
Yeah.
got the job.
Yeah, same company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
And
you
they-
work there though? Right.
I did. I did. I worked there for a couple
6 months.
6 months, and it just I'm
you
a
love
busy
John's work.
I'm a busy person.
I do love my work. I love what I do.
John
I
does
love what I work
different
for.
stuff than what I was doing. I was doing
I'm a
inside
software
sales and
engineer,
calling
you know,
people.
so-
I don't do that.
Cold calling?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, no.
sucks.
That's not me. I'm very intelligent. But I have to stay busy, and I multitask a lot.
Yeah.
I'm extremely ADHD to a T. It's all up and down my family, and I have to stay busy. And sitting there in a chair, saying the same old shit, not gonna happen.
That was the best
I had a whole
part.
conversation about somebody's phone number once. 30 minutes. I shit you not. Because it was 1 2 3 4.
Mine's 0000.
I know.
Yeah.
It's fucking
But who
amazing.
cares about your phone number because he sees Facebook or whatever?
Yeah, we call each other on Facebook more than
Yeah.
we do our actual numbers.
That's
Right.
funny. I
Yeah.
hate when people call me on Facebook.
What's
I'm
funny is like
But to me,
anybody.
it doesn't matter because it's like the weird thing is if someone calls you on Facebook and then someone calls your phone. All of a sudden you're talking and all of a sudden your phone's ringing. And you're like, wait, what's going on?
Well, it's funny
It
because
doesn't,
with
like, call
Facebook calls,
waiting.
if anybody calls me on Facebook, I'm like, oh, that's an accident. I ignore it unless it's Kenric. Like, nope,
Yeah.
that's on purpose.
Yeah. Sometimes it's an accident. It's like,
Yeah.
oh shit, because where they put it. All right,
That's a show.
I think that's
That's
the show.
a crazy show.
That's a
That's
show.
an up and down, all around.
Yeah, we were all over the place.
slap
There's a
your
lot of
face show.
information. There's a lot of information on suicide hotline, PTSD.
all that will be in the show.
All
notes for the
came
show.
out of Jessica Jones, which is kind of crazy because they deal with addiction in that show.
Yeah.
In a very
and
more of a
depression.
real world kind of way.
Yeah.
Whereas it's there, it's prevalent, people mention it, but a lot of times people do not tackle that subject head on with somebody.
But they need to.
We need to.
Our
Probably
mental
should more
health
and
needs
more
to
at
be a
some
lot
point.
more
Yeah.
in this state. in
Depends
this
on how
country.
much it's affecting their life.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So there you go.
So you can listen to us everywhere that podcasts go. If you just type in Spoiler Country in Google Play or iTunes, whatever, just search for us. You'll find us.
Everywhere podcasts are heard.
That's right.
Right. Hakuna Matata, bitches.
Right.
That made no sense.
It does to us. She's done.
Is that your sign off
Yeah.
for YTCL?
No, it is for this show.
No, we saw a lady that had a tattoo of Hakuna Matata, and I was like, instead of peace out, bitches, or we'll see you later, and it's like Hakuna Matata, bitches.
Hilarious. I love it.
So if you want to, out there, you
There's a Disney pitch for you.
can call us and leave us a voicemail.
What's that number?
707-656-2080.
Again?
707-656-2080.
One more time.
707-656-2080.
Nice.
You
I
can
don't
leave us a
think we
voicemail.
heard you.
I'm not saying it again. You can leave us a voicemail, and we'll listen to it, and we'll put it on the show. We've got a couple that
Put it on there.
On air, yeah, on air.
Yeah, we'll put it on our. We'll put it on a
I might
normal.
call.
Well, this is a normal episode, but but this is part of an
Netflix
ongoing
movie. Yeah,
series.
yeah.
This is part of an event.
Yeah. And if you want to email us, you can email us at spoilercountry@gmail.com. If you wanted to say hi, you like something we're doing. If you have an indie
you
book.
don't like what they're
If you don't, tell us. Tell us what you don't like.
Tell us.
If you're a writer or artist,
We may or may not
want to
listen to
review, well, you can email us. We're happy to read your book and tell you what we think about it.
If we do not get back to you within a certain amount of time, honestly, we actually get more submissions than we ever thought possible.
Right. I found one from November that I forgot about.
Yeah, and it wasn't so much that we
Yes,
forgot
I
about
love
it. It's because we do get a lot of them in.
Yeah. So, but if we don't reply, feel free to follow up with us.
Please follow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like it. We want the people.
We don't
We are full-
ignore it on purpose
Yeah.
by any stretch of the imagination.
2 full-time jobs here and families. So, I mean, and if you want to hit us on Twitter, we're most active on Twitter. So just hit _country on Twitter, Instagram, Spoiler
Facebook.
Country, Facebook page.
Facebook, we're actually getting people getting a hold of us, which is
I
cool.
like it.
Yeah, it's great. And yeah, so just search for us and tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your grandmas.
Yep. Give us those reviews. Give us those 5 stars.
5-star reviews, man.
Subscribe.
That's right. All right, man.
All right, guys.
All right,
we're
all
out of
right.
here. Do me a favor. Open your mind and read more.
See ya.